Hello, in this video we are going to see the example of static members. Static members can be static data member or it can be static method. If we want any data member, any method to be static, we need to use a keyword static in front of them. For example, if I write a keyword static here in front of a variable a, then a will become a static data member. For example, if I use a keyword static in front of a particular method, for example show, then that particular method is nothing but a static method. Let's talk about static method first. Static method can only access static data member. And the main property of static method is that static method cannot be called using object of a class. Rather, it can be called using class name. Then what about static data member? We already seen static data member. In case of a static data member, it's only one copy gets created and it is shared by all the objects of a class. So normally, if a variable whose value is common for all the object of a class can be considered as static data member, so that only its one copy get created and it is shared, used by all the objects. To elaborate this, let's start with our example. Okay, in this example, I created a class sample, and inside a sample class, just to differentiate between static data member and non-static data member, I created two variables, a and b. Both are integers. I kept a as static data member. We all know a variable can be made static by writing a keyword static in front of them. So a is a static data member, whereas b is just a normal data member. Then there is a constructor. The name of the class is sample, hence the name of the constructor should also be a sample, right? It is a default constructor as it don't have any parameter. So inside this particular default constructor, I made a as 0 as well as b as 0. So both are initialized as 0. Then there is a method called as increment. Inside increment method, we increment a as well as we increment b using a++ and b++. Then there is a normal method called as a display. Inside display method, I display the value of a as well as I display the value of b. So if you observe, whatever operations I performed on static data member, that is a, in all the methods, the same operation I perform in non-static data member, that is b. Then there is one more method called as a show. But as show is a static method and it can only access static data member, hence inside show method, I only display the value of a. Then there is a main class, because this particular class contains a main method. The name of the class can be anything. Here I kept the name of the class as stat. Inside a stat class, I write a main method. Inside main method, if you see, I created three objects of class sample, that is S1, S2, S3. We all know whenever we create object of a class, its constructor will get executed, and sample has constructor, right? So when I create the object S1, to elaborate this, let's see example over here. When I create object S1, can I say it will create one block? The name of the block is S1. When I create object S2, it will create one more block. The name of the block is S2. And when I create object S3, it will create one more block and the name of the block is S3 as the name of the object is S3. As far as static data member is concerned, as we all know, only one copy of static data member is created. So only one copy of A is created. So there is only one A and it is shared by all the objects of a class. Whereas in case of non-static data member is concerned, non-static is present at every object. So S1 has its own copy of B, S2 has its own copy of B, whereas S3 has its own copy of B. Okay. Next, I call increment method. As we all know, when I call increment method perform increment on A as well as increment of B. As we all know, we create a default constructor where A and B both are 0. So the value of A is 0. So the value of A is 0. The value of B in S1 is 0. The value of B in S2 is 0. The value of B in S3 is 0. When S1 dot increment is there, A plus plus, A will become 1. B plus plus, but B is non-static. It is present in all the object. So whose B get increment? I call increment using S1. So can I say S1 is the invoking object? So S1B get incremented and S1B will become 1. Next. Okay, I'm sorry. When I call S2 dot increment, can I say when I call S2 dot increment, it perform increment on A as well as B. So A is the common, right? So A plus plus, A will become 2. B plus plus, but whose B? S2 dot increment, right? So S2's B get increment, it will become 1. Next, when I write S3 dot increment, again A plus plus, B plus plus, A which is common get incremented, A will become 3. B, but whose B? S3 dot increment, right? So S3's B get incremented, S3's B will become 1. Next, S1 dot display. S1 dot display method displays A as well as B. So A's value is 3, B's value is 1. So can I say A is equal to 3, B is equal to 1 will get displayed. Same way, S2 dot display. A get display, B get display. A get displayed as 3, B get displayed as 1. Same, S3 dot display. A get display, B get display. A get displayed as 3, B get displayed as 1. Sample dot show, as show is a static method. It cannot be called using object. It can be called using class name. And we all know the name of the class is sample. So sample dot show. Can I say sample dot show method? Only A get displayed. That is value of A get displayed as 3. So let's see its output. The name of the program is stat.java. It is present in my folder programs. So let's compile the file. Okay, the file get compiled. Let's execute the file. Can I say display A is equal to 3, B is equal to 1? Yes, A is equal to 3, B is equal to 1 for S2. A is equal to 3, B is equal to 1 for S3. And A is equal to 3 for show method. So that is the output of a static member. So that is one question for you guys. What if I kept A as non-static data member? What will be the change in the output? And second scenario, what if both A and B are static member? Then what will be the output? You need to find it out.